what's going on? Thanks so much for tuning in. Welcome to the channel. I'm Deborah. We're doing your weekly tarot reading. How exciting. I hope all is well in your world. We're just coming from a full moon. Energies are intense. Flying high, right? Taurus, I think Uranus and the North Node are in your sign right now. So that really speaks to kind of, knowledge just popped out. That speaks to, we're actually going to have a lot of growth and success through the way that we rebel. Hope. I love that. So kind of going against the grain, going against, and in a way that aligns with what we authentically feel and believe, right? Not out of the FU. Those always feel good for sure, but they're not very practical. Sometimes people need to hear it. I will say that. All right. So this is Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Cross watchers, obviously welcome. As long as this resonates. The cards are flying today, guys. As long as the message resonates, it's meant for you. All right, let's get into it, Taurus. Let's see what's up. All right, so vision. So what are you working on? You're seeing something. I mean, this also feels like opening your third eye crown chakra opening. What I mean by that is receiving intuitive insights, messages. Neptune is in Pisces right now, which makes that veil to the spirit world quite thin. But I also feel like this is kind of connecting with the vision that you have for your life and your world. Doing a lot of contemplation around what this looks like for you, Pisces. Yeah. But there is this element of humanity, out of this deck, that's like one of the most humbling cards to me. Like if I'm trying to get insight into a situation, it's like, oh, they're just human, That's the thing, right? It's that concept that we all have light and dark within us, we all embody things that, sorry about that, Taurus, I had a phone call come in. So anyway, as I was saying, this is kind of just like recognizing that we can have our fantasies, our ideals, what we want to manifest, what we want to bring forward in our life. But at the end of the day, there is that human component. And sometimes that makes things not as pretty as we would like them to be. Not in their pretty little perfect packages. And I think that, again, like this just reminds me of that energy of we all have ideas about who we are and how we're going to show up. But when it actually comes down to it, when push comes to shove, when we're being triggered left and right, etc., it can pull out things about ourselves that we might not like. Yeah. But this is saying that you kind of have to readjust the perspective based on this way of thinking. So finding yourself in a situation where you don't really like how things are playing out because there is that human component. And again, like if we could take away all the bad stuff, we probably would, But unfortunately, sorry guys, I thought I saw something. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, we can't. To me, it's like working with the forces. It's like the temperance energy, right? Where we have to work with the forces of the physical world, what's actually happening in our present reality versus the spirit world. And, where, in my opinion, I was going to say, I thought that was temperance. I was like, ooh, she's on point. No. It looks a lot like the temperance card in the original deck. But no, this is like, it's a wake-up call. It's an epiphany, right? Like I talked about, the places that we thought or envisioned something going a little bit differently, and it hasn't. And now that push has come to shove, it's showing you, you know, this is the reality. If you're going to act in this one way, then these are the results that you're going to get, you know. This could be rooted in the Hierophant. To me is family, it's tradition, it's also our religion, like how we ascribe to that, you know, that spiritual part of ourselves. You could be religious, you could not be. It is irrelevant, but we all kind of have a moral code, right? Like we all have that kind of inner barometer of what line we would and wouldn't cross. And this really speaks to you, Taurus, working to maintain this level of integrity. But honestly, it's coming from this space of your own success, your own victory, which is not good, bad, right, or wrong. I think that's kind of how we all show up in life. But then at the same time, you're receiving this message that threw you off a little bit. Like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. This could be coming from stuff with your family. Aries got a very similar energy. Let's look at what that is. What was this? Okay. That's intense, guys. Major Arcana, all this Major Arcana. It's 5 out of the 6 cards on the table. Okay, so I think that there's been a lot of, you know, disappointment around some of the choices that you made. Again, like, this really stems back to you wanting your life to look a certain way. We all do, right? We all have goals. I feel like you were a part of something that brought out more your ego, your human part of you. And you're coming to, like, you're kind of being faced with some of this stuff. What is happening? You're disappointed. What is this? Okay, 2 of Wands. Two of Pentacles, 2 twos. You took action out of Page of Pentacles. So this is having a really hard time kind of like wrapping your mind around something. Something a person did, a situation that you were involved in. Maybe you thought this was going to, yeah, okay. So King of Pentacles is showing up. So this could be a partner. This could be, you know, someone you are romantically involved with. Like I said, there is a lot of family vibes around this energy. Pentacles is Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Earth energy. Someone who is, you know, long-term commitment or has that potential to be. And I feel like you are having an epiphany around this. You're having a really hard time, either a really hard time with what this person is asking you to do. There's too much juggling. There's too much going on. It's probably stressing you out. Maybe it's playing on your finances, etc., affecting your finances. Because you know, again, there is this struggle with how you thought things were going to go. You thought it was going to be a little bit more fluid. I feel like you were building this vision of what you wanted. And now that it's actually here-ish, it's looking way different than maybe what you had anticipated. This almost, what I'm hearing for you is it's like you didn't take enough time to maybe think things through, reflect on things, and you might be finding yourself in a little bit of a pickle right now. Yeah, yep. Knight of Wands is always that energy of when we act before we think, you know? It's being too hasty. Fire energy, right? This is a very Leo vibe for me. We just had the full moon in Leo. Queen of Cups, tapping into that intuition. This is something that I feel like you knew, yeah. So, okay. So it's like you knew, I feel like you knew underneath that you were jumping the gun. I feel like you sensed it, but it wasn't what you wanted. You know, you definitely wanted to push forward. You wanted things to look and feel a certain way. You know, maybe trying to, like I said, build a life with this King of Pentacles. Yeah, shoot, guys. But this person's hiding something, and I feel like it is all going to come to head. Yeah. They're hiding something about moving forward, about how they want things to look. It's a little too stressful for them right now. They might not be able to step up to the plate as you wanted them to. And I feel like this is all unfolding. It's really stressing you out because something about this, you know, it's what you want. It's what you're building towards. Why is it stressing you out so much, Taurus? I mean, obviously, you guys are on different pages, unfortunately. Okay, the Lovers just popped out. So there is that yin and yang energy, that partnership, that connection. This person feels overwhelmed by the circumstances. They're just not ready is what I'm hearing. Yeah, there's that High Priestess. She popped out as well. And you, again, you know this. And I feel like... you're being patient, though. You're patiently waiting to see how it all unfolds. But what is, I mean, because I don't know if this is all known quite yet. I feel like you might not be aware of all of this information, especially from this other person. Okay. It's the fear of the unknown. This energy has been coming up a lot lately, like the fear of it all falling apart. Yeah. Not really wanting that to happen. But the problem is, if you're sensing this, okay, if you're sensing that this is going to go south, then, you know, pump the brakes, because I feel like it reminds me of teeter-totter, right? It could go one way, but you could actually find that balance, and maybe that balance would actually come through a little bit better if you were more patient through the process. Because there is a strong connection with this King of Pentacles energy. I feel like this is someone that you do feel connected to, strong about, but the way that they're vibing is, and maybe they're not fully disclosing this to you. Maybe they're not being 100% honest with where they're at. The amount of stress that they're feeling around this. What's making them feel stressed out about this? Healing. Okay. I mean, they're just still in the process of getting their stuff together is how I'm hearing it. They're on the right path. They're on a good path. And that actually makes sense because, again, if you push this energy too quickly, that's where that intuition for you, Taurus, is coming, that it's going to all fall apart. It's anxiety. It's stress. You know, and just like part of life, part of the human dynamic. So I hope that this helps you kind of navigate a little bit more intentionally, intelligently. Yeah. Because you are the one that is, the Empress is your energy, right? It's tapping into, you know, kind of, I feel like really tapping into that abundance, into what you are bringing forward, working from a place of strength and not weakness. Who is that? King of Wands. I don't don't think there is any wands energy on the board. I don't know. You might have someone new coming in is what I'm feeling. Someone that is a little bit more put together already. They might not be as grounded as this King of Pentacles energy for you. But they're a little bit more attractive and they're a little bit more appealing. Yeah, this is new. Someone new is coming in for you. And I feel like, you know, if this is, or whomever this King of Pentacles energy vibe is, you know, there's a lot of really great components. And I do feel like there's a lot of great synergy, but something's not working. And you can feel that underneath the surface. I think it's hard to acknowledge that to ourselves, right? Because especially if it's love, romance, you know, we want it to work out. You know what I mean? And that's not good, bad, right, or wrong. But if we find ourselves caught in something that just really isn't going to serve our highest and best, or instinctually we know it's going to go south, then it will all fall apart, you know, just like these shards of glass are falling all over her. You know what I mean? And it's interesting because the Seven of Cups energy is a lot about like the good and the bad. You know, it could either go really well or it could like go downhill immediately. And if you don't acknowledge that to yourself, I think that like that's kind of where I'm hearing it as that will help you deal with the energy intelligently. Trust that instinct, trust that intuition. Work smart, not harder, right? Work smarter, not harder. Yeah, balance. So finding a little bit more grounding, Taurus, earth energy, you are. Sorry, that was a little Yoda. But, you know, kind of like getting back out into nature, hiking, you know, taking time to really ground. If you're in a warm weather spot, definitely take your shoes off, get in the mud a little bit. You know, I feel like, okay, so being present, you know, I think that's such a good oracle for you, because when we're making these plans and just pushing forward, we can be living way too much in the future of what's next. And then we forget to actually check in with ourselves and say, well, how does this feel for me? Is this really, truly what I want? And that's what being present allows us to do. And like I said, it helps us find more balance through that, you know. Take some deep breaths, do some pranayama or whatever type of breathing practices. Most of us don't breathe. We do not fill up, I should say, most of us do not fill up our lungs to the total capacity. So that take that time for yourself, really get intimate with yourself, kind of tune in to what you're sensing, what you're feeling, validate that, acknowledge that for yourself. Because I feel like with this King of Pentacles energy, you don't want to get too deep without being cognizant of what it actually is. And like I said, it shows new relationship coming in for you, someone new, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, someone that you're really attracted to and drawn to. This is definitely through work, putting yourself out there, networking. And I don't even feel like you're seeking this out. This is just someone that feels, I don't know if it's more in alignment than King of Pentacles energy. Yeah, but they're actually like bringing what you want with them. It's a different vibe. This person still has, like I said, this healing to do. And they haven't really been 100% honest with you. So really be mindful about that, Taurus. But you're going to have this new connection come in that's going to feel very magnetic. Lots of chemistry, which we love, right? All right, guys, I hope this helped. Definitely reach out if you want me to look at your personal situation. Make sure to thumbs up if the message resonated. Drop comments below. Check out other videos on the channel. I appreciate your time and energy always. Lots of love and blessings.